When you feel like quitting, that's the moment you're closest to becoming the person you keep pretending you want to be. That pressure you feel right now, that heaviness on your chest, that voice telling you, this is too much. This is too hard. That's not life trying to break you. That's life testing you to see if you're serious. Because everybody says they want greatness until greatness starts demanding things from them. Everybody swears they want success until success says, good, now pay the price. You think you're the only one tired? You think you're the only one overwhelmed? You think the strongest people don't feel what you're feeling? They feel it, but they don't surrender to it. They press, they push, they crawl if they have to. Because they know quitting is expensive. Quitting costs you your future. Quitting costs you your confidence. Quitting costs you the version of yourself you've been dreaming about. And I need you to hear me. That dream is not cheap. You're in labor right now, and yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it feels like it's going to break you. Yeah, it feels like you can't breathe, like you can't move, like you can't take another step. But on the other side of this contraction is a life you haven't met yet. A strength you haven't seen yet. A level you haven't lived yet. And just like a mother who swears she can't take another ounce of pain, but pushes anyway, you gotta push. Not because it's easy, but because what's waiting for you on the other side makes every second of this hurt worth it. Pain is not a signal to quit. It's a sign you're close to breakthrough. Most people misunderstand pain. They see it as a warning to turn back, to slow down, to retreat to what feels safe and familiar. But pain has never been a stop sign. Pain is pressure. Pain is stretching. Pain is the uncomfortable evidence that you are leaving the old version of yourself behind. Every time you stretch past your limits, every time you step into something bigger than what you've known, your mind, your body, your habits, they all resist. They don't resist because you're doing something wrong. They resist because you're becoming something different. And different always demands discomfort. When you feel pain, mental, emotional, physical, you're hitting the edge of your current capacity. That edge is where most people walk away. That's where they say, I can't. That's where they say, maybe later. That's where they say, this isn't for me. But the truth is, that edge is exactly where transformation is waiting. That edge is where the breakthrough hides. The reason so many people never change is because they turn around the moment the process gets uncomfortable. They convince themselves the pain is punishment, when in reality, the pain is preparation. It's strengthening your mindset, shaping your discipline, forcing your character to grow strong enough to handle the blessings you've been asking for. Pain also reveals how much you care. You don't get hurt over something that doesn't matter. You don't get stressed over something you're willing to walk away from. You only feel pain because you're invested, because you want more, because you're fighting for something that holds weight in your life. The struggle is proof that you're still in the game. If there was no pain, it would mean you're not pushing, not stretching, not moving in any direction that challenges who you are. Comfort never delivers growth. Comfort never creates strength. Comfort never hands you the life you dream about. Pain is the toll you pay for leveling up. Think about anyone who has built something meaningful, a career, a body, a business, a legacy. Every single one of them had moments where it hurt. Moments where they questioned themselves. Moments where they thought about quitting. But those moments didn't stop them. In fact, those moments shaped them. The pain sharpened their focus. It created resilience. It taught them how to keep going when everything inside them said stop. And that's exactly what you're experiencing. You're not failing, you're evolving. You're not breaking down. You're breaking open. Pain acts like a doorway. On one side is who you are right now, uncertain, frustrated, tired, overwhelmed. On the other side is the person you're meant to become, stronger, wiser, disciplined, transformed. But that doorway isn't smooth. It isn't comfortable. It isn't easy to walk through. It's tight, it squeezes you. It presses you. It forces you to shed the weakness, the fear, the excuses that can't fit through with you. And the moment right before you step through that doorway is always the hardest. That's why so many people quit right before they change. They can't see how close they are. They don't know that the pressure they're feeling is the final push before the breakthrough. Pain is also temporary. It feels permanent when you're inside it, but it isn't. It fades, it transforms. And what comes after it always lasts longer than the pain ever did. Think about a storm. When you're inside it, it feels endless. But every storm eventually runs out of rain. And after the storm, everything is clearer. Everything feels lighter. You're standing in a place you couldn't reach unless you walked through what you just endured. That's what breakthrough feels like. It's the moment you look back at your struggle and realize it was necessary. It was building you, not breaking you. When you feel like quitting, that is the clearest sign you're closer than you think. Nobody feels like quitting at the beginning. The desire to quit only shows up when you've invested too much, pushed too far, and are on the edge of something new. That overwhelming urge to stop is not weakness. It's a signal that transformation is happening right now. And if you can hold on, if you can breathe, focus, and push just a little more, you will break through into a life stronger than the pain you endured to reach it. Struggle is not a sign that you're failing. Struggle is the proof that you're in motion, that you're fighting for a future that's bigger than your present. Every time you find yourself overwhelmed, exhausted, stretched thin, you're experiencing the exact tension required to grow. People want success without resistance. They want strength without strain. They want progress without pressure. But nothing in life works that way. A seed only breaks open under pressure. A diamond only forms under intense heat. Muscles only grow when they're torn. Everything meaningful must endure struggle before it becomes its strongest version. And you are no different. When you start something worthwhile, the world isn't going to rearrange itself for you. Your schedule won't magically open up. Your doubts won't suddenly disappear. The distractions won't stop calling your name. That's why struggle shows up. It's the natural friction of building a new life. You're pushing against habits that have controlled you for years. You're fighting against thoughts that have kept you small. You're trying to break generational cycles, emotional patterns, and personal limitations that didn't show up overnight. So why would you expect them to disappear without a fight? Struggle doesn't mean the path is wrong. It means the old version of you is resisting the new one you're becoming. Most people mistake struggle for a stop sign. They feel it and think, maybe this isn't for me. They experience pressure and assume they're not capable. They hit obstacles and believe they're not built for this. But struggle is not a message to quit. It's a message to grow. It's forcing you to adapt, to strengthen, to sharpen. Every setback is teaching you something: patience, resilience, discipline, strategy. Every challenge is shaping your character so you can handle the success you're chasing. Success is not just about achievement. It's about becoming a person who can sustain the achievement. Struggle is the classroom that prepares you for that. Think about a person lifting weights. If the weight is easy, they're not building anything. There's no resistance, no growth, no transformation. It's only when the weight feels heavy, when their muscles shake, when their breath shortens, when their body screams for them to stop, that the growth actually happens. And life is the same way. The weight you're lifting right now might be stress, deadlines, family responsibilities, financial pressure, self-doubt, fatigue. It might feel heavy. It might feel unfair. But that heaviness is building you, rep by rep, moment by moment. And when you push through it, you become someone stronger than the struggle that once tried to break you. That struggle also reveals your priorities. It shows you what matters enough for you to keep fighting. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be tired. You wouldn't be stressed. You wouldn't be battling between quitting and continuing. The struggle is evidence that you're pursuing something meaningful. It's easy to coast when nothing is at stake. But when your future is on the line, when your purpose is calling, when your dreams feel close enough to touch but still hard enough to reach, that's when struggle shows up the loudest. It's testing your desire. It's measuring your commitment. It's asking, how bad do you really want this? Many people think struggle is a sign of being alone, but it's the opposite. Struggle connects you to every person who has ever become great. They all went through it. They all questioned themselves. They all had nights where they wanted to give up. But the difference between those who succeeded and those who didn't is simple. The successful ones kept going through the struggle instead of escaping from it. They understood that the only way out was through. They realized that quitting only guarantees permanent pain, while perseverance turns temporary pain into lifelong strength. When you accept struggle instead of avoiding it, everything changes. You stop wasting energy wishing things were easier and start using that energy to become better. You stop feeling defeated and start feeling determined. You stop seeing obstacles as problems and start seeing them as training. And slowly, you transform into a person who doesn't just survive struggle, but thrives because of it. Struggle is the birthplace of every breakthrough you will ever experience. It's the path between who you are and who you're meant to become. And if you can embrace that truth, if you can walk into your struggle instead of away from it, you will become unstoppable. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. It's the invisible force that separates dreamers from doers, intentions from outcomes, potential from reality. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they can't stay consistent. They wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait until life feels convenient. But discipline doesn't care about convenience. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. Discipline is showing up when your emotions tell you to stay in bed, when your mind tells you you're tired, when your comfort zone begs you to come back. Discipline is a choice, not a feeling. People misunderstand discipline. They think it's punishment, restriction, loss of freedom. But discipline is the highest form of freedom you can give yourself. When you master discipline, you become the kind of person who can trust their own word. You say you're going to wake up early, and you do. You say you're going to study, and you do. You say you're going to pursue your goal, and you do. Every time you keep a promise you make to yourself, you build self-respect. And that self-respect becomes confidence. That confidence becomes momentum. That momentum becomes transformation. Without discipline, you can have desire, but you'll never have direction. You can have passion, but you'll never have progress. Discipline is the tool that protects your purpose from your feelings. Your feelings are unpredictable. Some days you're motivated, some days you're not. Some days you're energized, some days you're drained. Some days you feel strong, some days you feel defeated. But your future doesn't care how you feel today. Your goals don't care whether you're tired. Your dreams don't pause just because you're overwhelmed. Discipline steps in when your feelings step out. Discipline says, "We're doing this anyway." That's why disciplined people win. They don't depend on inspiration. They depend on commitment. And discipline isn't built in a day. It's built in quiet moments, small decisions, simple habits. It's built when you close the phone and open the book. When you go to the gym even though you didn't want to. When you choose the work instead of the distraction. When you rise after the fall. Every small act of discipline stacks on top of the last. Eventually, those small acts become your identity. You stop being someone who tries and start being someone who follows through. You stop being someone who hopes and start being someone who executes. You stop being someone who starts over constantly and start being someone who builds without stopping. The truth is, people don't lack discipline because they're weak. They lack discipline because they never built the muscle. Discipline grows the same way strength does, from repeated use. If you avoid the challenge, the discipline muscle stays weak. If you lean into the challenge, push through resistance, and show up repeatedly, the discipline muscle becomes stronger than your excuses. Every time you do something hard, you train that muscle. Every time you choose consistency over comfort, you train that muscle. Every time you reject the easy way out, you train that muscle. And eventually, discipline becomes who you are instead of something you have to force. Discipline also protects you from the trap of instant gratification. The world is loud with distractions. Everyone wants the quick reward, the easy path, the shortcut. But nothing great comes instantly. Fast success fades. Easy wins don't last. Anything meaningful requires patience, sacrifice, and commitment. Discipline reminds you to prioritize long-term gain over short-term comfort. It teaches you to choose the harder right over the easier wrong. It shifts your mindset from "I want it now" to "I'll earn it." That shift is the difference between regret and results. When you have discipline, quitting becomes harder than continuing. You've invested too much, grown too much, sacrificed too much to walk away. Your commitment becomes stronger than your exhaustion. Your purpose becomes louder than your excuses. Your standards rise. Your tolerance for your own laziness drops. You become someone you can rely on, someone you respect, someone you trust. And when that happens, life changes. Opportunities open, confidence grows, habits transform. Your character matures. You start living with intention instead of reaction. Discipline creates a version of you that you once didn't believe you could become. It builds the life you want by shaping the person capable of living it. Pressure is not your enemy. It's your teacher. Every moment you feel overwhelmed, every second you feel squeezed, every time life applies weight to your shoulders, that pressure is shaping you into someone stronger, sharper, and more capable than you were before. People fight pressure because they assume it's a sign they're breaking. But pressure is actually the sign that you're being formed. Diamonds don't appear without pressure. Champions don't emerge without heavy expectations. Leaders don't grow unless responsibility weighs on them. Pressure is the environment where greatness is created. When life feels heavy, when everything seems to pile up at once, when you feel like you might collapse under the weight of your responsibilities, understand this: the pressure is revealing what you're capable of. Your comfort zone will never show you who you really are. Only pressure does that. Pressure exposes weaknesses not to shame you, but to strengthen you. Pressure pulls out potential you didn't know you had. Pressure forces you to confront parts of yourself you've been avoiding. The areas that need discipline, focus, organization, courage, resilience. Without pressure, you stay soft. Without pressure, you stay the same. Growth requires tension, discomfort, and demand. But pressure doesn't only reveal your weaknesses. It exposes your priorities. When life gets tight, you quickly realize what matters most. Pressure has a way of filtering out the unnecessary. It eliminates distractions, reveals your values, and forces you to choose purpose over comfort. When you're under pressure, you don't have time for excuses, gossip, laziness, or fear. You start seeing clearly. You start operating with intention. You start moving with urgency because the weight of the moment demands that you rise to it. Pressure sharpens your decision-making. It teaches you to focus on what moves you forward instead of what keeps you stuck. Most people run from pressure because they think it's supposed to feel good. They think success is supposed to be smooth, calm, and controlled. But everything meaningful comes with weight. Everything impactful comes with responsibility. Want a better life? That comes with pressure. Want financial freedom? That comes with pressure. Want to become the strongest version of yourself? That comes with pressure. You cannot pray for elevation and run from the weight that comes with higher levels. The pressure is proof that you're being prepared for more than you currently hold. Pressure also builds resilience. Every time you survive a difficult season, you develop the confidence to tackle the next one. You learn that the weight that once overwhelmed you no longer breaks you. You carry it with strength you didn't know you had. And the next time pressure shows up, instead of panicking, you respond with maturity. You say, "I've been here before. I know how to handle this." Pressure doesn't get easier, you get stronger. You become someone who doesn't crumble under heavy circumstances. Someone who doesn't run from responsibility. Someone who stands firm even when everything around you feels unstable. Pressure brings clarity. It forces you to stop playing small. It reveals that you've been operating beneath your potential. Sometimes pressure appears not to punish you, but to push you into the next stage of your life. You may feel overwhelmed because you've outgrown your comfort zone. You may feel stressed because life is demanding more from you, because you're ready for more, even if you don't feel ready. Growth rarely feels comfortable, but it always feels necessary. One of the greatest truths about pressure is that it brings out your character. When everything is easy, anyone can pretend to be strong, confident, and disciplined. But when pressure hits, the real you shows up. And when you choose to stand tall in those moments, when you keep your integrity, maintain your work ethic, and pursue your purpose, even when the weight feels impossible, you grow into someone unstoppable. Pressure is sculpting you into the person who can handle the blessings you're praying for. It's developing the strength required to carry the future you want. Pressure won't destroy you unless you let it. The same weight that crushes some people builds others. The difference is mindset. If you see pressure as punishment, it will break you. But if you see it as preparation, it will elevate you. You have everything inside you to withstand the pressure you're facing. The fact that you're experiencing it means you're capable of rising to the challenge. Pressure is your refinement. Pressure is your preparation. Pressure is your path to becoming the person you were always meant to be. Quitting feels good in the moment, but it destroys you in the long run. That's the truth most people don't want to face. When you walk away from a challenge, you might feel temporary relief, temporary comfort, temporary silence in your mind. But what comes afterward is far heavier than the struggle ever was. Quitting doesn't erase the difficulty. It erases your chance to grow beyond it. It replaces progress with regret, potential with emptiness, and opportunity with a lifetime of wondering what could have been. People don't realize that quitting hurts more than trying. Trying hurts your body, your mind, your ego, but quitting hurts your spirit. It steals pieces of you quietly until one day you wake up and don't recognize the person you became. Every time you quit, you teach yourself to quit again. You turn quitting into your default setting. It becomes a pattern, a cycle, a habit. You start avoiding challenges. You start doubting yourself before you try. You start lowering your standards and accepting less from yourself because deep down, you believe you won't follow through anyway. That's the silent damage of quitting. It chips away at your identity. It convinces you that you're someone who doesn't finish, someone who doesn't overcome, someone who doesn't have what it takes. But the truth is, you're not incapable. You just never pushed long enough to see what you're truly capable of. On the other side of quitting is regret. And regret is heavier than any struggle you're facing right now. Struggle has an end. Pressure has a purpose. Pain has a payoff. But regret? Regret is permanent. Regret stays with you in quiet moments. It sits with you when you're alone. It shows up years later, reminding you of the goals you abandoned, the dreams you never pursued, the potential you never unlocked. You can recover from failure. You can recover from mistakes. But recovering from regret is a lifelong battle. Because regret isn't about what you did wrong. It's about what you never gave yourself the chance to do right. But here's the powerful truth. Staying in the fight builds something quitting never will: resilience. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you earn every time you refuse to give up. Every time you push through when you don't feel like it. Every time you keep going, even though the results aren't visible yet. Every time you struggle and choose to stay in the game. That resilience becomes strength. That strength becomes confidence. And that confidence becomes momentum. You end up proving to yourself that you're someone who follows through, someone who finishes, someone who overcomes. That identity is built in the moments quitting feels tempting, but you choose to stay anyway. Continuing, even when exhausted, also reveals your deeper purpose. You start to realize you're not fighting for motivation, you're fighting for your future. You're not pushing for the moment, you're pushing for the version of yourself on the other side. Every step forward, even if it's shaky, reinforces the truth that you are capable of far more than your emotions allow you to believe. And the amazing thing is, once you push past that desire to quit, the breakthrough is often closer than you thought. Most people quit right before their transformation happens. They stop in the final stretch. They give up on the edge of progress. They walk away at the moment the struggle was about to pay off. Staying committed doesn't just build your future, it protects you from the future you don't want. The life of someone who quits becomes a life of settling, of shrinking, of hiding behind excuses and fear. But the life of someone who persists becomes a life of strength, clarity, and pride. You begin to see that every moment you didn't quit was a moment you invested in a stronger version of yourself. You start to respect yourself more deeply. You start to trust your own word. You start becoming someone you're proud to live with every day. And the most powerful thing about not quitting is this: once you push through something hard once, nothing can intimidate you the same way again. You develop evidence, real proof that you can handle adversity, you can handle pressure, you can handle fear. That proof becomes the foundation for everything else you conquer. You stop running from challenges and start meeting them with confidence, because you know you've stood in the fire before and survived. Not quitting doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes your identity. It transforms you into someone unstoppable, someone unbreakable, someone who refuses to settle for a life built on excuses and half-finished dreams. When you choose not to quit, you choose to live a life that means something. You choose growth over comfort, purpose over ease, and strength over regret. You choose yourself.